Yo, so people, crash bang, wallop, and although we had a lot of fights going the distance, this one, yeah, man, we had some crazy finishes, and our opening fight of the night, right? It was for the Ultimate Fighter season 33 welterweight crown. We had well, because this fight was meant to take place at 319, but Rodrigo was injured. So yeah, we get the fight now. It's Rodrigo Sezinando against Daniil Donchenko. Yeah, who did not pronounce those names well at all. Anyway, Daniil came out, right? He came out with a lot of pressure. But it was Rodrigo that kind of takes first blood. He puts Daniil down with a left, right? But Daniil, he keeps on coming forward and landing big shots, right? Rodrigo takes Daniil down, but Daniil's back up. They're clinching on a break. Daniil lands a big elbow. Then he lands another couple, right? He was throwing a lot of elbows this night, you know what I mean? And they were doing the job, right? Daniil takes Rodrigo down, but Rodrigo is able to get back up. It was I think a left from Daniil that stuns Rodrigo, and then a right puts him down. Daniil he just goes for it, just dropping bombs until the referee calls it. And the Daniil Donchenko is the welterweight champion, welterweight winner of Team Cormier v Team Sonnen, the Ultimate Fighter. So yeah, it was a good fight to get everything started. You know what I mean? We then go to our final fight of the prelims. It was Jose Medina against Duško Todorović. And this one, right, they were both on 3-fight losing skids. You know what I mean? So you kind of figure the winner of this fight keeps his job. The loser might be going home for good, you know? And they both are kind of wild. So you knew this was going to be a good fight. And it was, people. It really was, right? They come out throwing. And I think it's Dušković that really kind of... He looks the sharpest, man. He was landing first, getting big shots off on Medina. Really, taking the center of the octagon, putting in a lot of work, right? Dušković lands a big right hand that stuns Medina. He then gets a takedown, right? He's landing ground and pound. He then takes the back, sinks in a rear naked, like he's slipping to the side slightly, so you do wonder, but it's still enough, and Medina has to tap. And Dušković, you could see he was relieved, he was happy. It was definitely a big win, and it could be the win that keeps him in the UFC. So yeah, huge. So our final fight is the Yeah, it's the featured fight of the night. Jared Gordon against Rafa Garcia. And this fight was freaking crazy. Oh man, they were really going for it. It was one of those fights where both people are landing really well. Like Garcia is pushing the pace a lot of the time, right? He's coming forward, he's throwing a lot, but you thought that I think it is Gordon, right? They both have knockout power, but it seemed that Gordon was landing the bigger shots. You know, Garcia was landing big shots, but Gordon was landing the shots that kind of made Garcia kind of stagger a little. And you knew when Gordon had landed a big shot because then Garcia goes for the takedown. And he would get the takedowns, right? So he was mixing it up well. And like the takedown was then keeping him safe, right? Stopping him from taking any extra damage. I don't think Gordon went for a takedown, which is interesting because we know he can, right? But I think he's just because he was doing well on the feet. So, it's just like, do I need to exert that energy? But yeah, it was very back and forth. And you just were like, well, yeah, both of these dudes are, warriors, right? Both are durable, right? Both can just take it to you. So we are, we're in the third round and you're just thinking, yeah, it's going to go the distance, but who do we have, right? Who's probably edging it out? Because I think both had stunned each other, I think maybe Gordon had stung, and notably stung Garcia more than Garcia had done to Gordon, I think. But Garcia had been pushing forward, he'd been landing a lot. So it's just like, what would the judges be looking at? I think Gordon was cut, right? So there's just a lot. There's a lot happening, and the judges can be a bit weird. We'd already seen, some interesting scores. So yeah, it was just like, I'm not really sure what's going to happen with this one. But I think Gordon lands a big, I think it was a left. Sorry, Garcia lands a big left that puts Gordon down. And Garcia, I think he went for a sub, but then he just was just like, you know what, and just dropped elbows and ground and pound until the referee calls it. And that's a big win. I had Gordon, but man, I was happy Garcia got the win. It was just a great fight. It's a great fight, and the kind of fight you want to take you into those last two, because it's bringing that energy, you know what I mean? Bringing that energy, man. So, yeah, let's just see how these final two fights cap off the night. Cap off the night? What am I talking about? No, we're going into... Oh, well, yes. Because we got What a Rush next. But, the Gordon Rafa was the featured bout. So, yeah, there was that. But, yeah, next is What a Rush, people. Okay, people. So, yeah, I am losing my fucking mind, right? An extra, like a third add-on because shit. I feel it's man, I'm taking some strong fucking painkillers right now, and everything is just all over the place. But I forgot a motherfucking fight, right? I don't even know what on, but it was the flyweight fight on the prelims. I say the flyweight. It was the first flyweight fight on the prelims because yeah, two, you know. It was the fight between Alessandro Costa and Alden Coria. Coria was making his debut, right? I believe this was a short notice clash, and this was a fun fight. Oh my days, this was a fun one. So I felt bad. I was like, oh, should I just? And I was like, no, I gotta mention this fight because it was so freaking good, right? Now, making his debut, Coria just came out hard. He really brought the action. You know, Castro was game as well, right? They were going back and forth. Like Coria, like there was a good point where Coria got the takedown, right? Doing his thing, landing some ground and pound. But Castro used a leg lock to, you know what I mean, stand up. Right, got taken down again, then his athleticism to reverse it, but then Coria reversed it again. There's just lots of back and forth, right? And for someone making their debut on short notice, like you thought maybe Coria was going to slow down. I do feel, if I remember correctly, he's from the area. He's you know, from Texas. So I think San Antonio as well. So, you know what I mean? He's fighting, his home peoples are there watching. He's trying to show out, but he didn't gas. That was the impressive thing. Like, he was able to maintain the pace and just drown Costa, right? He just drowned him. And in the, oh gosh, I think it was the third round. Yeah, third round, gets a takedown and just comes with the ground and pound until the referee drags him off. It was a really good performance, right? Fucked with my picks because I went with Costa, but Alden Coria was that man. He really showed out, man. He really showed out. So, yes, I think we're done now. I think we are done now. So it's time to move on to What a Rush.